Dive into a story that defies the laws of time and space. Today we explore a tale as intriguing as it is eerie. An account from the depths of Reddit where a user reports experiencing a peculiar anomaly in time. In a world where every tick of the clock carries us forward, this user, let's call them time traveler, found themselves caught in a temporal loop, living the same day not once, but twice. Imagine waking up to what you believe is a brand new day, only to realize that every event, every conversation, every minute detail is an exact replica of the day before. It's as if someone hit the rewind button on the universe and time traveler was the only one aware of it. Now, we often dismiss deja vu as our mind playing tricks on us, but what if it's not just a feeling of familiarity? What if you could predict what was going to happen next because you've lived it before? Time Traveler was engulfed in a sea of confusion, a whirlpool of fear. It wasn't just the events that were repeating, it was the emotions, the thoughts, a perfect echo of the day before. Time Traveler's account leaves us with a chilling question. Was this a mere coincidence, a trick of the mind, or did they stumble upon a crack in reality, a glitch in the matrix? Could they have experienced a temporal anomaly, a hiccup in the steady flow of time that we take for granted? This tale of time manipulation, of a day lived twice, forces us to question our understanding of reality. It pushes the boundaries of what we consider possible, nudging us to look beyond the ordinary and into the realm of the extraordinary. Could this be proof of a glitch in the matrix, or is it merely the product of a tired mind? As we delve deeper into these mysteries, remember, the universe is full of secrets waiting to be unraveled. So stay curious, and who knows, you might just unearth a glitch in your own matrix. Uncover the mystery of a man who seemingly vanished into thin air. Let's delve into a peculiar tale shared by a Reddit user, a tale that defies logic and reason. Imagine this, a seemingly ordinary day, the sun high in the sky, when out of nowhere a man disappears in broad daylight. Yes, you heard it right, vanishes, as if swallowed by the very air around him. Our Reddit user was out for a stroll in the city, soaking in the hustle and bustle. They noticed a man not too far off, seemingly in a hurry. Nothing out of the ordinary, right? Well, one blink later, the man was gone. They searched high and low, left and right, but the man had simply evaporated into the ether. The user was left in a state of shock and disbelief. They tried to rationalize the incident. Could it have been a trick of the light? Did their mind play a prank on them? Or was there a hidden alleyway they hadn't noticed? But despite their best efforts, they couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that they had witnessed it. Something truly unexplainable. This vanishing act begs the question, what could possibly explain this strange occurrence? Could it have been a glitch in our reality, a ripple in the space-time fabric that allowed the man to slip into another dimension? Or could it be that our understanding of the physical world is not as concrete as we believe it to be? Perhaps it was a mere illusion, a trick played by the mind under the influence of the sun's bright rays. Or maybe, just maybe, it was something more profound, something that challenges our perception of reality and the laws of physics. In the end, the mystery of the vanishing man remains unsolved. It serves as a reminder that the world we live in is full of inexplicable phenomena waiting to be discovered and understood. And who knows, maybe one day we'll uncover the truth behind these enigmatic occurrences. Can we explain this as a mere illusion, or does it hint at something more profound? Prepare to explore a spine-chilling tale of a ghostly melody. In the depths of the night, when the world is hushed and still, a haunted melody begins to play. A Reddit user who we'll call Sam shares their eerie experience with this enigmatic tune. Every night, as the clock strikes midnight, a piano starts to play. The music is soft, delicate, yet undeniably there. It's a melody that's both beautiful and eerie, a song that seems to echo from a different time. Sam is both intrigued and unnerved. Where is this music coming from? They live alone in a small house far from any neighbors. The melody is too real, too clear to be just a figment of their imagination. And so the investigation begins. Night after night, Sam tries to locate the source of the music. They search every corner of their home. From the attic filled with dusty memories to the basement cloaked in shadows, but to no avail. There's no hidden radio, no forgotten music box. The house is silent, save for the ethereal tune that fills the air. Desperate for answers, Sam even calls in an electrician, thinking maybe it's some sort of interference or a strange electrical issue. But the house is given a clean bill of health. The melody continues to play, untouched by the logic of the waking world. Next, a paranormal investigator is brought in. Despite their best efforts, they too are unable to find a source or explanation for the melody. The house, it seems, has a song of its own, a melody from a time long gone that resonates in the silence of the night. The haunting tune becomes a part of Sam's life, a spectral symphony that graces their nights. They learn to live with the mystery, the unanswered questions. They learn to appreciate the ghostly melody that their home breathes into existence every midnight. Is this the work of a playful spirit? Or could there be a rational explanation? We may never know. But for Sam, the melody continues, a haunting harmony in the quiet of the night. Navigate through a chilling account of an unseen presence. In the quiet corners of cyberspace, a Reddit user shared an eerie tale of an invisible entity they believed was sharing their home. A series of strange occurrences had led them to this unsettling conclusion. The first inkling of the unseen presence came in the form of a chilling draft, a sudden and inexplicable coldness that would sweep through the rooms. Even on the sunniest of days, the temperature would suddenly drop, making the user's hair stand on end. Then there were the sounds, footsteps echoing in the hallway when no one else was home, the creaking of doors opening and closing on their own, the soft, muffled whispers that seemed to float through the air just beyond the edge of comprehension. Objects began to move too. A book would fall from a shelf without any perceivable cause. A cup would slide across a table. The user's keys would vanish, only to reappear in the most unlikely places. And perhaps most unnerving was the feeling of being watched, a sensation of eyes on them, a pressure in the air, a prickling at the back of their neck. This was a presence that was not seen, but felt. The user turned to the online community, seeking answers, sharing their experiences. They desperately sought to understand this unseen presence, to rationalize the irrational. Could it be a ghost, a spirit from beyond the veil, or perhaps a poltergeist, a mischievous entity enjoying the user's discomfort? Or was it something else entirely, something beyond our understanding? The story ends with more questions than answers. The unseen presence remains a mystery, an enigma. The user continues to experience these strange occurrences, continuing to live with the unseen. Is this a case of heightened imagination, or is there an unseen entity sharing their space? Only the unseen knows for sure. Delve into an eerie tale of a faceless figure. This chilling account comes to us from a Reddit user who experienced a night of terror that forever etched itself into their memory. In the quiet confines of their home, the user found themselves face to face with an inexplicable entity. It was an ordinary evening, the darkness outside, a stark contrast to the soft glow of the television screen. Suddenly, a chill ran down their spine, a feeling of dread washing over them. They turned their head, and there it stood, a figure, humanoid in shape but devoid of a face. The sight was shocking, a sudden intrusion in the comfort of their living room. It was as if the figure had stepped out of the shadows, materializing from thin air. The figure was faceless, a blank canvas where features should have been. It stood still, radiating an eerie calm that was more terrifying than any hostile action. The user was frozen, their breath hitched in their throat. They blinked, hoping it was a trick of the light, but the figure remained, its faceless form still hauntingly present. Panic set in, their heart pounding in their chest as they tried to comprehend the surreal scene before them. The figure remained for what felt like an eternity, then vanished as swiftly as it appeared, leaving behind a cold emptiness. The user was left in a state of shock, the echo of their encounter lingering in the silent room. They searched their home, but the figure was gone, leaving no trace of its presence. In the aftermath of their encounter, the user grappled with confusion and terror. Was it a figment of their imagination, a hallucination born from fatigue? Or was it a genuine encounter with the supernatural, a faceless figure stepping out from the realm of the unknown? In the world of the unexplained, answers are often elusive. Our understanding of reality is constantly challenged by encounters like these. As we delve deeper into these mysteries, we are left with more questions than answers. Could this be a case of sleep paralysis? Or did they truly encounter something supernatural? Unravel the mystery of a disappearing object. Picture this. You're at home going about your day when suddenly you realize something's missing. Not just anything, but an object that holds significant value to you. This is what happened to a Reddit user who one day noticed that a cherished family heirloom, a small silver locket, had vanished from its usual place. Now, this wasn't an object that would just get misplaced. It had a designated spot in a locked drawer, a place where it had been kept safe for years. Yet, one day it was gone, vanished into thin air. The user searched high and low, turned the house upside down, but there was no sign of the locket anywhere. Days turned into weeks, and the locket remained missing. The user was perplexed, unable to fathom how the locket could just disappear. But then the unthinkable happened. The locket reappeared, but not where one would expect. It was found nestled inside a sealed jar of flour in the pantry, an impossible location by any standards. The user was astounded, unable to comprehend how the locket ended up there. They tried to rationalize it, pondered over every possible scenario. Could someone be playing a prank? Highly unlikely, since no one else had access to the house. Did they unknowingly put it there themselves? But how could they when the jar was sealed and the locket was too big to fit through the opening? The more they racked their brains for an explanation, the more puzzled they became. It seemed as if the laws of physics had been defied, as if reality had glitched. The user was left with more questions than answers, their mind filled with bewilderment and intrigue. Is this another glitch in the Matrix, or is there a simpler explanation we're missing? Perhaps we may never know, but one thing's for sure. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and this disappearing object is just one of them. Fasten your seatbelts as we delve into a chilling story of a phantom caller. Imagine this: you're alone at home. The only sound is the ticking of the clock, and then the landline rings, shattering the silence. This is the eerie reality a Reddit user found themselves in. They started receiving calls on their landline, always at the same time, midnight. The first few times, they dismissed it as a wrong number or a prank, but then the messages started. Voices, distorted and barely recognizable, began leaving messages. The words were indistinct, like whispers carried on the wind, yet the tone was unmistakable. Urgent, desperate, pleading. Our Reddit user, initially skeptical, began to feel a creeping sense of unease. The calls were untraceable, the number always blocked. Each message was different, yet held the same sense of urgency, the same desperate plea. The user tried to ignore the calls, to write them off as a prank, but the messages persisted, each one more chilling than the last. The user's curiosity turned into dread, their skepticism into fear. They started screening their calls, unplugging their phone at night, but the calls found a way through, the phantom messages echoing in the empty house. They reached out to the phone company, the police, anyone who might have answers. But no one could explain the phantom calls, the eerie messages. The user was left with more questions than answers. Their home no longer a sanctuary, but a place of unease. They even considered the unthinkable. Could the calls be from another realm? Was something otherworldly trying to communicate, to send a message from beyond? Or was it just a cruel prank, a twisted game? As the nights draw in and the phone rings out, our Reddit user is left to ponder this chilling question. Is this a prank gone too far, or is something otherworldly trying to communicate? To probe into a perplexing tale of mysterious footprints. We delve into an eerie account shared by a Reddit user who began to notice a disturbing pattern in their once familiar home. Imagine this: you wake up one morning to find a trail of footprints in your house, footprints that weren't there the night before. You live alone, or perhaps with a partner or a roommate, but these footprints are neither yours nor theirs. An unsettling chill runs down your spine as you try to make sense of it. The footprints are strange, not quite human. They're too large, the toes too long. They start at the front door, wind their way through the living room, navigate the hallway, and stop abruptly at the entrance to your bedroom. Your heart hammers in your chest as you follow the trail, your mind wrestling with the possibilities. Could it be a prank? But who would break into a house just to leave footprints? An intruder? But nothing is missing. No valuables taken, no signs of forced entry. The locks are intact, the windows undisturbed. You're left with a gnawing sense of dread, a mystery that defies explanation. The fear is palpable, the confusion overwhelming. You think back to the previous night. There were no strange noises, no sense of another presence. Your home was as it always was, quiet, safe, secure, until it wasn't. Days turn into weeks, but the footprints remain a constant reminder of the unknown. You clean them, scrub them away, but they reappear the next morning, stark against your clean floors. This is no ordinary tale. It's a chilling account of the unexplainable, a mystery that leaves one questioning their perception of reality. Was it a dream, a trick of the mind, or a brush with the supernatural? The Reddit user shares their fear, their confusion, their desperation for answers. They reach out to the community hoping for explanations, for similar experiences, for a shred of understanding in the face of the inexplicable. Could this be a case of an intruder, or is there a supernatural explanation? The question lingers, the mystery deepens, and the tale of the mysterious footprints continues to perplex and intrigue. Examine an eerie account of a ghostly apparition. Picture this: a Reddit user, let's call them Sam, was alone at home one quiet night. As they went about their usual routine, an unsettling sensation of being watched crept over them. They shook it off, attributing it to the solitude and the silence of the night. But the feeling persisted, and a chill ran down their spine as they turned to find a ghostly figure standing in the room. A translucent apparition, like a wisp of smoke, yet with a presence that was undeniably human. Sam's heart pounded in their chest, their breath hitched, eyes widening at the spectral figure that seemed to gaze back at them. It was a sight that defied logic, a sight that sent shivers of fear and intrigue coursing through their veins. The figure remained motionless, like a phantom frozen in time. The room was silent save for the sound of Sam's own heartbeat echoing in their ears. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the apparition vanished, leaving Sam alone once again. Their hearts still raced, and they were left to grapple with the reality of what they had just witnessed. Was it a trick of the light, a figment of their imagination, or had they truly seen a ghost? In the aftermath, Sam was left with more questions than answers. They scoured the internet for explanations, delving into forums and discussions about the paranormal. Some users suggested it could be a residual haunting, a replay of a moment from the past imprinted on the present. Others thought it might be a visitation from a lost loved one. But all agreed. Sam had experienced something inexplicable, something that defied the rules of the natural world. Is this a case of an overactive imagination, or did they truly witness a ghost? The answer remains a mystery, a haunting question that lingers in the shadows. But one thing's for certain. Sam's encounter with the ghostly apparition was a chilling reminder that there are things in this world that we may never fully understand. Explore a spine-tingling tale of unexplainable shadows. Our story begins with a Reddit user who one evening found themselves plunged into an eerie world of darkness and mystery. As twilight fell, they began noticing peculiar shadows dancing on the walls of their home. These weren't the usual silhouettes cast by mundane objects, but rather they were shadows that didn't seem to have any discernible source. Shadows that defied the laws of light and perspective. Imagine sitting in your living room, the soft glow of the lamp illuminating the space, and then out of the corner of your eye, you see it. A shadow, human-like in form, but distorted and elongated, unlike any shadow should be. You search for its source, but find nothing that could possibly be casting it. You're alone, yet this shadowy figure seems to suggest otherwise. The Reddit user was consumed by a mix of fear and curiosity. Fear because these shadows were unlike anything they'd ever seen, hinting at something otherworldly, something unknown. But also curiosity because as a natural human instinct, we're drawn to unravel the mysteries that confound us. They began to document these occurrences, detailing each shadowy encounter. They described the way these shadows moved, seemingly of their own accord, defying the static nature we associate with shadows. They were fluid, dynamic, almost as if they had a life of their own. The user was torn between wanting to investigate and the primal instinct to flee. Each night brought new shadows, new mysteries, and a growing sense of unease. They consulted friends, family, even professionals, but no one could provide a satisfactory explanation. These shadows remained an enigma, an unexplainable phenomenon. that continue to haunt their nights. This tale leaves us with more questions than answers. What were these shadows? Why did they appear? And most importantly, what were they capable of? Our Reddit user never found out, and perhaps that's for the best. After all, not all mysteries are meant to be solved. Are these shadows mere tricks of the light, or do they hint at something more sinister? As we delve deeper into the world of the unexplained, we're left with this chilling question. A question that may forever remain unanswered, lurking in the shadows. Investigate a chilling account of ghostly whispers. Picture yourself in the comfort of your home, enjoying the warmth of familiarity, when suddenly a hushed whispering emerges from nowhere. This isn't just your imagination playing tricks on you, but a recounting of a Reddit user's eerie experience. Our protagonist, let's call them Alex, was no stranger to the occasional creaks and groans of their old house. But one day, as the twilight seeped into the evening, a strange occurrence began. Alex started hearing hushed whispers. Too faint to discern, but consistent enough to pique their curiosity and unsettle their nerves. The whispers seemed to come from all corners of the house, yet no single room was the definitive source. Intrigued and a little unnerved, Alex decided to investigate. They began by checking each room, hoping to uncover a logical explanation. Perhaps it was a forgotten radio or a TV left on by accident, but each room was as silent as the last. The whispers continuing unabated, seemingly coming from the walls themselves. Next, they considered the possibility of an intruder, a chilling thought that sent a shiver down their spine. With bated breath, they checked every nook and cranny, every potential hiding spot. But the house was empty, save for Alex and their growing unease. Ruling out external interference, Alex turned to the possibility of auditory hallucinations. They scheduled a doctor's appointment, underwent a series of tests, but everything came back normal. No medical condition could explain the whispers that seemed to permeate their home. As days turned into weeks, the whispers became a constant and unnerving soundtrack to their daily life. Alex was left with more questions than answers. Were they loose in their mind, or was there something otherworldly at play? Could this be a case of auditory hallucinations, or are these whispers from the beyond? Whatever the case may be, this tale serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the most haunting sounds are the ones we can't quite make out. As we reach the end of this journey through the unexplained and supernatural, we find ourselves immersed in a world of enigma and wonder. From the glitch in time to the haunting melody, from the unseen presence to the faceless figure, each story has led us deeper into the labyrinth of the unexplained. We've examined the mysterious footprints, felt the chill of the ghostly apparition, and listened to the ghostly whispers. Some tales may have rational explanations, while others nudge us to question the very fabric of our reality. These narratives, as eerie and enigmatic as they are, serve as a reminder that there are mysteries in this world that transcend our understanding, that there are events that challenge our perception of the natural laws. If you enjoyed this exploration of the unknown, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Help Weird Reddit 111 reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for your support, and remember, truth is often stranger than fiction.